All right. What's up, party people? All right, I've been a little busy. I know I got a few of you in my XDMs, so um, need to give y'all an update on this piece of shit. And before I start the video, I just a little message to Alfonso, and I just want to know how your week was going. I know it didn't start very well. I wonder if you've told people what happened. But you won't. And that's cool. I don't expect you to. Because all you do is pick up the phone and whine and cry. Where's my money? No, where's my money? Anyway, moving on. So I want to go over this. So just another judgment against our boy Alfonso, the notorious crypto scammer. It's not a very big amount, but it's recent. So it lets me know and everybody else know that he's still continuing basically screwing everybody and just walking. But let's go over this. So it looks like it's for like $6,000 on a company called Laughing Rock Technology. Just another company or person he smoked. You got the docket number right here, MJ23101-CV. Looks like the complaint was filed in February of this year. So pretty recent. This moved pretty quick to the courts. And then there was a default judgment, I would imagine, because Alfonso didn't show up like he usually does not. And they gave the judgment for the plaintiff. So this makes 7 total civil cases against Alfonso Knoll, an Active World Club and Active World Holdings, for a total of over $2 million. Now, you would wonder why. Why does he whine and cry about his money? The difference is there's people like me who can play with these assholes in real life. So what they do is they hide behind Discord and Telegram. I think y'all all know what they do. And then they hide behind the shadows, right? So they have 5 or 10 dudes that are sucking them off on Discord. And, they blame everybody else. And it's everybody else's problem. No. But every now and then you will cross and scam the wrong people. And then those people will come out of Discord and Telegram and they will sue you again. So what happened to you on Monday or Tuesday, I forgot exactly what day, the day that you called whining like a little bitch, that's just the start. But I've been prepping you, dude. I've been saying that for the last 3 or 4 months that it was coming, and guess what? It's coming. So let's get back to the deposition. Let me stop sharing that, and then let me close that out. So yeah, just another judgment that. All right, making sure this shit was still on. Just another judgment, deadbeat, not paying nobody. He's just scam. What he does is he takes all your money and then just runs and hides and what scammers do. All right, let me get the deposition back up. I know there was about a 2 or 3 week lag between my last video. I get it. Look, when you DM me on Twitter and you want to know more information, I'm only going to tell you certain information. But as far as what's coming forward, you're never going to know. You'll know after the fact. I can't help you. If you've been scammed, like you have said you've been scammed, then you can cry to me all you want. I can't personally help you. You're going to have to sue the motherfucker like I did, and you're going to have to continue to sue him. So, I mean, I can't really help you out. This is a big boy sport. It takes money to play this game. All right. So let me share the deposition. So I don't want to go back and rehash. You can watch my other videos. But basically, we're 25 pages in on a 148-page deposition. And we're just steady grilling him. And of course, he's perjured himself at least 40 times already. So, but look, that's stuff for me and my attorneys to handle moving forward. Y'all won't know. I'm trying to word this so you retards can understand. No, you just won't understand because you're stupid. All right, so let's move it on. So we're talking about wallets that he was managing, and he obviously denied that he was managing those wallets, but little does he know, I have transactions from my wallet to his wallet. Of course, obviously emails stating that those are actually his wallets. So it's just, the dude's just straight up lying, and we're going to get him. We'll get him again. So, but this is just kind of the story. This is just story time right now. Let me scroll down here. All right, we're talking about the last wallet. All right. Then we're talking about DivinciPay, which is obviously a scam. Look, I'll talk about DaVinci. So look, the dudes that are in my Twitter or in my ex DMs about DaVinci, look, I already know that they're scammers. Like, you don't have to run to me and say, "Oh my God, Scott, they're scamming me. They're scamming me." Look, I already know it's a scam. I created this. This is mine. I created it. So I know who everybody is. And they all roll together. This shit, like, quit being so surprised. You know, oh my God, we got all these airdrops, but we can't sell them because they don't have no value. We're like, why are you surprised? Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all have had 3 years of warnings, right? And you just failed to listen to that shit. But that's okay. I mean, it's your fucking money and you're wasting it, and that's fine. I personally don't give a shit because there's going to be no money for you to cash out on because there's no liquidity. So y'all fucking retarded. So anyway, let's get down to his business. So Active World Holdings, question. Active World Holdings Inc., DBA Active World Club was formed March 4, 2020. Is that correct? I believe so, Alfonso says. I believe so. I really don't know, man, but I know everything about Scott. I mean, I know every transaction that he did, and gosh darn it, I didn't bring anything to court. Who actually owns or the shareholders of Active World Club Inc.? Alfonso says, me. Is there any other shareholder other than you? No. So for the retards that are sitting in the back of the bus or the front, are you riding your own bus? What that means is while y'all were funneling money to Alfonso and buying all of these new tokens, that everything is fucking grand, and y'all all going to drive Lambos, and we're going to buy these huge real estate properties for everybody to go rent, and y'all can go stay in the mountains, and you can drive our Lambos. It was just Alfonso's dumbass. There was nobody. So everything that you see on Discord and Telegram, those are just sideshows, right? Those are side players that run with Alfonso, and they're in on it, right? So, but as far as ownership goes, it was just Alfonso. There was no grand company that had millions of dollars that was backing this. Y'all were all duped and scammed. Now that you've mentioned members of the club, I think y'all want to pay attention to this part. What do you mean when you say members of the club? Investors, the people that paid Alfonso directly for NFTs, bullshit. What is that freaking randomizer bullshit? But basically NFTs, all the tokens, they were all scams. Every single one of them was a scam. And now, by the way, I got to get sidetracked because all of those tokens that were launched that y'all are buying, there's only one company behind those tokens. And it's a failed company. So whenever you think that you're buying a token of another company that has paid to be on the exchange, no. There's no receipts. They don't have receipts. All it is a, never mind. I'll go to that later. I'm getting sidetracked. Well, so we asked, do you, now that you've mentioned club members of the club, what do you mean by members of the club? Alfonso answered, well, we have a club that promotes DeFi and crypto, and that was, as you can see in the original game plan and the white paper, laid out as, kind of the immunity surrounding the utility of the tokens that would be created. The tokens that would be created. Okay. What does someone get when they become a member? They buy tokens. That's what you get. You buy tokens, everybody. That's it. Congrats. You bought a token. And how do they redeem or utilize those tokens? Through utility, we've created multiple opportunities to be able to use them, in underlying businesses and things like that. The concept, God, wait a minute. Why is he now saying it was just a concept? Well, he had no problem taking your $5-6 million, if not more. The concept was to have essentially venture capital. See, there we go. We all fell for this, right? It's venture capital meets crypto. There was never any venture capital to begin with because he was never successful in VC. The concept was to have essentially venture capital meet crypto and to be able to take the underlying business. So what y'all assumed was being built was not being built. And what you assume as investors that you were investing in was never even there. It was a figment of his imagination because every single one of those underlying businesses didn't even exist. And if they did, they were failed, right, Alfonso? And the only reason why I know is because when I took my little trip up to see how my Lambo was doing, everything was closed. You had signs on the windows, but nobody was home. Anyway, underlying business into a web-free environment in which tokens and NFTs, there's that magic word, NFTs again. Remember, now I have a question. Anybody who bought an NFT, did you use the NFT for what it was supposed to be used for? I think I know the answer to that. Could be utilized to help streamline their business transactions and to draw as essentially all of the tech benefits of being in the future of Web3. So now keep in mind, even now they're still putting out this narrative of like, oh, we have an exchange. Dude, the exchange is bullshit. There's literally no volume in the exchange, even though y'all like to tell everybody you got 500,000 users with fucking $250 million worth of volume. You don't. You got like $5. That's it. And I know because I have the fucking financials. And it's now we're going in 2025. And they're still pitching the exchange. Like this, we're going on 4 years now, right? Oh, we have an exchange. Well, welcome to fucking crypto, dude. There's literally 10,000 of them. People have moved on. I mean, I'm fucking ripping off 1,500% trades on a daily by just using an app on my phone. I mean, this freaking retarded. So you indicated you develop opportunities to use tokens. Tell me, what opportunities are available to an active World Club member currently? For which tokens, Alfonso asked. For any of the tokens utilized by Active World Club. Remember, we had Speed, USA Checks, Carbon. There was like multiple. I can't remember them all. I don't have the list on top of my head. As we now know, there was zero liquidity on any of them. AWRT, AWB, all of them, right? We all know the game. We know what happened. It's easy now to look back. And they're still doing it, right? People are paying on the side. they're paying with a credit card, and they're taking that money, they're just pocketing it, and then they're just giving you an airdrop of a fucking shit coin that has no liquidity. Anyway, well, by holding the AWB token, we created a game plan where holders of AWB would get the new token mints dropped if they pair them with NFTs, for example, and the utility gave them interest in new projects that we would be investing in and also helping to develop. So those individuals, for holding those tokens in their account, would have, drops of newly created token. It sounds familiar, right? Airdrop. I mean, look, I get it. We're going to fuck you up on that too. But that's an NSAV side, so that's a whole nother show that we got to go down. But it's all they've done is regurgitated this business model and moved it over to NSAV under a new name. For example, Carbon would be an example of a project token that was created for a client. John Bunzel, who kept all of the money, right, John? From Scott and Ponzi Slayer, this is where he starts dropping Ponzi's name, but yet he forgets that Ponzi was already had turned his back against Alfonso because Alfonso scammed Ponzi. So Ponzi's like, what the fuck? You took $40,000 from me. So this is just his way of calling out names and saying, hey, it's them. It's not really me. I only have fucking $3 million worth of judgments against me with bad credit and no open companies to speak of. Plus a death in my past and some drunk driving and just all kinds of shit, right? But, Scott and Ponzi's the bad people, Scott's just a self-made multi-millionaire multiple times over. I mean, he's the evil one. And the people that he put together, I put together, which is true, but I put together my team so we can fucking shill this piece of shit, and Alfonso wants to scam everybody. That's what happened. But it fell apart. That project fell apart, but the numbers got dropped for those carbon tokens. Sheba, hush. But the numbers got dropped for those carbon tokens, and they would have had an interest in the utility of those carbon tokens, which there was never any utility built for the carbon tokens. This is just a fucking repeated theme. There's never anything back in these tokens other than a broke ass dude named John Bunzel who has no money. Right, John? I have your DMs, dude. When you text me begging for money. I need money, Scott, because Alfonso kept it all. And what did I tell you? Call Alfonso. That motherfucker's got your money. And then all of a sudden, we got a random announcement saying that carbon was no more. See a pattern here? And then we ask, who is Bo Kelly? And it's B-E-A-U Kelly. Bo Kelly. I think all y'all need to know because I think most of you do not know. I don't even know if he's still around, but he's a little bitch. Who is Bo Kelly? Bo is, see, Alfonso's lying already. Bo is essentially operates as an assistant or COO. Wait a minute, is he an assistant or is he COO? There's a huge difference between the two, if you want to call it that. He helps to prepare documents for me if I need them, He helps to do some of the tech writing and, the things that I assign to him. What is Bo's background that qualifies him for that position? Bo has worked with me since being out of college, and so from everything from real estate investment, which there are none, and they have failed in all of their real estate investment ventures, right, Alfonso? I know you have because I got your judgments. All the way to oil and gas ownership. Lie, another lie. Did you? You have no receipts. You cannot prove to anybody that you have done any of this. And what else we had interest in is in Texas and other direct investment projects and public companies. So he's more than qualified. So hey everybody, Alfonso spoke. Bo is more than qualified to help Alfonso run a crypto scam And you got to remember, they didn't have any money to buy my company because he was broke. There's no real estate investment portfolio, especially now, right, Alfonso? Because, I think you had a hearing, was about a month ago, on a property that sits off of a golf course that's in foreclosure, and you didn't show up. So now you have a judgment against you for that. Or it's pending. But we know you're not going to fight for it. You're going to walk. And I believe that was an actual property that is listed as an asset under deposition or discovery that you bought using investor funds, supposedly. So if according to the bank statements that I have, $6 million came in and you moved it out, but you bought Lambos, Ferraris, yachts, boats, RVs for Bo, real estate properties. You bought all this stuff, but now you're defaulting on it. All right. Bo has, all right, so he's more than qualified, everybody. So just take his word for it. How is Bo compensated by Active World Club? Pay attention, everybody. He's paid as a 1099. We pay his LLC. Wait a minute. You pay him 1099, but he's a COO. What? This shit, dude, you're just like, you're lost, dude. Like, you can't. The problem is with Alfonso, he lies so much. When you pin him down in the real world, this is what you get. You get more spin. So it's easy for Alfonso to sit on X and do his AMAs and hide on Discord and Telegram and, type, because he knows none of you bitches are going to actually come out from your computer and go after him. So it's easy for him. That's why he's comfortable. Well, he's not comfortable now, but in front of you, he's comfortable because he's got to project that out. How much is he paid? We're paying $15,000 a month. So while every single one of you as an investor were yelling about your payments for your NFTs and you were whining about where is the liquidity, well, damn, he had no problem paying Bo almost $15,000 a month over 3 years, almost $500,000. And as we're going to see, Bo wasn't even invested. So that's part of where your money is going. It's you're paying his boy Bo, which, if y'all want the legal relationship, it's his brother-in-law. Bo Kelly is married to Alfonso's sister. So it's all an insider thing, right? And what's really going to suck for Alfonso is when we start messing with his wife. He ain't going to like that. Because then she's going to have to go on record, and he won't be able to sit there and hold her hand. You say you were paying, over what period of time were you paying Bo Kelly $15,000 per month? Up until, gosh, I try to keep people getting paid, but things in August of last year went south when Scott started to badmouth us on the internet. Basically, all sales ground to a halt. So we had to change the business model. So people wound up getting paid intermittently and less. So I'd say up until that point, we were pretty regular at $15,000 a month. But then after all this, we actually had to scrap that. Sure, it's not what your financials say. Other than the business relationship with Bo Kelly, do you have any other relationship with Bo? He's my brother-in-law. Yeah. Are you paid a salary or other compensation from Active World Club? Alfonso says no. No compensation. So you're working for free, Alfonso. That's what you're saying? We'll get to that. Do you know how much money you've drawn from Active World Club? Alfonso answers, I think at this point, I have to look, but it's probably close to what I put in it. Okay. And how much do you contend that is? I don't know off the top of my head. So Okay. Again, dude, for somebody who self-proclaims he's a multi-million-dollar VC guy, multiple $1 million in real estate portfolios, and he owns oil rigs in Texas for oil and gas, and he has everything up here, or supposedly, I don't know, he doesn't know how much he's personally put in. It's amazing. Because I know how much I put in, and I'm sure y'all know how much you put in. But the almighty, all-knowing Alfonso doesn't know shit. I don't know, Tom. Can you tell me any operating expenses that AWC has? Yeah, sure. We have the maintenance of the exchange. We have the tech development. We have, which continues because we transitioned back in August when all of this was happening. We transitioned from selling NFTs and tokens to a merchant service model. Oh, DivinciPay, which we were creating tech for Web3 connectivity for merchants. So we made that switch, and that has been an ongoing expense. And to this, GitBug, sorry, to this day, it still doesn't work. So we have him admitting that basically the club failed because he kept the money, and now they had to transition to DivinciPay and GiveBucks and DivinciPay, and now he sold a scam company to NSAV, which he never really owned to begin with, to sell. So now NSAV has to deal with future legal matters because they're operating an exchange that's not even theirs. So there's still nothing that exists in real life. It was all just a figment of their imagination. So what they do is they hype it up, create a show, give me money, thank you, goodbye. We had already, been involved in purchasing here we go. We had already, been involved in purchasing the Airbnbs and the real estate. So there's maintenance and ongoing maintenance costs there. And we have the HQ Express building, which is Alfonso. We know because I just put pictures up on my Twitter, that building is abandoned. There's nobody there. And which there have been ongoing expenses as well. And so, it's just a combination of tech and real world assets. As far as the business expenses go, again, you kept all that money. There were no Airbnbs. You cannot prove to your investors that there were Airbnbs. Now, I know you bought real estate because I got the assets, right? We know because you gave us the addresses. But they are not Airbnbs because they're not generating any income. As far as everybody else is concerned at the time, they were generating revenue. That's what you said. We have them. We have you on fucking video, on AMAs. That's why the next lawsuit, whenever that does get filed, and we're getting closer, by the way, you're going to get fucked up. Because every receipt has been kept by me and about 8 other investors, and they're just ready. Anyway, let's keep the fun going. And there's maintenance. Look, Alfonso, again, there's no maintenance on these houses. We know. Especially the house on the golf course. It's fucked up. Maybe I have pictures, maybe I don't. What is the HQ Express building that you refer to? The one that is now empty and was never even full. It was just a building. That was it. HQ Express is an industrial commercial flex space project that, there you go. The Cube token, there's another token, Cube, in which we were creating a geolocated flex space for industrial and commercial space. So there's a building in Pennsylvania that we've been rehabbing. No, you're not. And doing leasehold improvements to that has the ability to rent commercial spaces. So we've been preparing that for a while. Really? You've been preparing it? Is that why the windows are broken and the doors are locked and there's nobody home? Lights are off. So in addition to being the owner of Active World Club, are you also a member? That's what we ask, Alfonso. Am I also a member? I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. What the fuck? Alfonso doesn't even know if he's a member of his own scammy club. I don't know if I signed up under the way we track members is through the old affiliate program. So I don't know if I'm on that list or not. But thanks for the deposits, everybody. Do you know if any distributions from Active World Club were taken by you during the period of March 4, 2020 through December 15, 2022? What do you mean by distribution? So this is the typical Alfonso. Remember, off of Twitter and Discord and Telegram, he's just a dumbass, right? I mean, you're seeing it. He's like, "What do you mean by distribution?" Payments of money, we ask. Yeah. Wait a minute. Alfonso just earlier said that. Never mind. Can you tell me the purpose for those distributions? It's probably purchases for projects, probably for me to also get compensation. He just said literally a page ago that he wasn't compensated. I'd have to look at the particular question or the particular. I mean, gosh darn it. You got me again. Question: what are the ways that Active World Club made money off of its clients, members? Alfonso answered, token sales originally. The token sales and NFT sales were the original game plan. And then, essentially driving those tokens and the utility of those tokens into real world business applications. So there's also the business side of it and the investment side of the business. So Active World Holdings actively manages portfolios, assets, and portfolio and investments that could utilize the tokens, the NFTs, and future of Web3 plus the tech that we're building as well. No, none of it was built. Not one. Do you agree with me that liquidity is important to an exchange? That's what my attorney asked. Alfonso answers, define liquidity. Now, I will go ahead out on a limb here and bet my whole worldly possessions, including the $5 that I have in the bank, that if you ask Alfonso what liquidity means on Telegram and Discord, he'll give you the answer. Well, what does that mean to you in the token world? Well, there's a couple of different ways to define it. No, there is not. Liquidity means one thing, not a couple. I'm not sure of the question. Alfonso is not sure what my attorney asked when we said define liquidity. So we have a self-proclaimed multi-million-dollar venture capitalist, a multi-million-dollar real estate investor, a multi-million-dollar oil and gas investor, and he doesn't know what liquidity means. Maybe that would explain why there's no liquidity. How would you define liquidity as it affects an exchange? We just said in exchange. We weren't even talking about the scam exchange that he sold to NSAV. Alfonso answers, it's an interesting question, and it has a bunch of different layers. Do you want me to get into it? Liquidity means one thing, motherfucker. It has different layers. I'm gonna have to talk like a smart guy so I could try to confuse everybody. Yes. Tell me what you understand liquidity to mean. Answer. So if you take a look at when we first got involved in this project, we got involved because Scott had come to us and said that he was involved with a company that he helped to launch, that he was the promoter for and had paid for exchanges for. It's called Saitama, which we all know was rugged and was a scam. But I made a couple million. Thank you, everybody. And he came to us as a founding member of this community, which I was not. That's a lie. I wasn't even. I was just an investor. I wasn't even a fucking member of the team. And it was a vast community that had been, token that had been mass adopted, which is true. I mean, me and a bunch of other guys, along with their team, we ran that shit up to $7 billion market cap. Of course, that motherfucker came to me. It had a mass adoption, and that adoption went along with massive apparent liquidity in the form of decentralized liquidity pools and centralized trading that took place on multiple exchanges and decentralized exchanges. But if you actually look at it, the entire structure of a company like Saitama was laid out just so the people in the very beginning could sell out of all their tokens and cash out, which is what Scott did, and then started to disparage Saitama. No, I didn't, because I don't know, man. Russ sure don't want to play ball with me. He's got to snort some more coke if he wants to fuck with me. Anyway, this is all just story time. But look, he had no problem with going into business with me and wanting my business because he knew I had millions of dollars to give to him that he did not have. So we didn't want that to happen with these tokens. We learned from, so he basically is what he's saying is like, we didn't want a repeat of Scott selling his bags, that's fair for him to think that. But as we are all aware now, I didn't even sell one token, right, Alfonso? So you were basically being paranoid at the detriment of the investors, because you were creating a scenario in your head that had not happened yet. You were assuming that it was going to happen. So by your story time, you're saying, well, Scott was going to dump on everybody, so I had to save everybody from Scott. And Ponzi. I had to save them. They're the evil ones. We learned from that token, having watched him extract millions of dollars. Wait a minute. Hold on. Alfonso, I don't get it. You went on this whole sideshow when I first sued your bitch ass, and you started telling everybody that I was broke. Oh, Scott ain't got no money. Scott's failed. Bitch, I ain't nothing but a winner. I've always won, and we're going to win again. But now all of a sudden I have millions of dollars. Well, which is it, Alfonso? Do I have millions of dollars, or am I broke? There's fucking $200,000 literally sitting there, Alfonso. You can use that money, by the way. He watched me extract millions of dollars from it and then drive it into the dirt. I love it. So Alfonso, in his mind, thinks me all by myself drained the liquidity from a 7 billion market cap token. Just I did it. I didn't know I had that much power, dude. I'm liking this. He's stroking my ego here a little bit. And it then drove it into the dirt, and probably, I don't know, his relationship with those devs or the management there probably do the same thing that he's doing here to me. No, I didn't. I fucking made my $3.5 million and I got the fuck out. When you exit, you exit. I didn't need to fuck with Russ and all those other scammers. Now look at the project. It's not even Saitama anymore. It's some other scam that has like $7 of liquidity. That was not a model that we were interested in. Dude, you a lying piece of shit, because I got your emails. You accepted Saitama tokens as deposit, but yet you don't want to have anything to do with the business model. So wait a minute. You want Saitama tokens so you can cash them out, but yet you're saying that you don't, like you're saying that Saitama was done because I dumped. Well, which one is it? Did Scott dump a 7 billion market cap project all by himself? Or did you beg investors for Saitama tokens? I don't know, man. We were interested in the use case of the tokens, not driving the next potential buyer into an unforeseen liquidity pool. And, some guys like Scott could sell all of his tokens. Again, I'm going to fuck him up with this, because this is pure disparagement to the T, and I'm going to get him. Alfonso, I'm just letting you know, the next lawsuit, I have way more money than what you're seeing here. I got way more money than you. It's going to be a long court battle. I'm going to fuck you up. Like, I'm cool when I'm not doing the videos, but like when I read this shit, it just ignites me. And now I'm gonna have to call my attorney on Monday and tell him, look, we got to speed this shit up. But before we do that, we're gonna keep fucking with you. So, I think that liquidity has multiple definitions. On one hand, it can represent, whether or not a promoter has the ability to sell millions of dollars to the next person buying it. Well, that's crypto, motherfucker. The crypto's a scam anyways. It doesn't matter. The only pure crypto is Bitcoin anyways. So he's trying to tell the judge, oh, the only pure crypto project is Active World Club. We're pure and innocent over here. It's everybody else that's the scammers. But what he's saying, if you think about it, and now I think as all of you now know, as token holders, you were never able to sell because he's telling you right here he didn't want any of y'all to sell, including me. That's why there was never any liquidity put in any of those tokens, because he knew that all of the pre-sellers or the pre-buyers, whatever, were going to unload their tokens, and they were. But Alfonso kept that liquidity. It's in his bank. The other side of the world believes that, and this is our side, believes that liquidity comes from utility. That's a lie. Nobody believes liquidity comes from utility. Everybody knows that liquidity means cash. So if the business that you create needs the token to transact business, then value is created through scarcity. And that's the whole point. So basically he's saying that, and that's like their MO even now. We're going to build a company and we're going to attach a token that has no liquidity, but that's the utility. And if you want to do business with this business, you have to buy the token. So when you buy the token, it provides a value to the token, but we're going to keep that liquidity. We're never going to make you able to sell shit, but you can use it. I'll give you a speed token and you can use the Lambo that we sold. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. You see how long I've been going? All right, yeah. One more paragraph. I'll get through this page. So the whole point is Web3 connectivity, utilizing tokens and non-fungible tokens, NFTs, to transact business on the blockchain that otherwise, is stoggy and slow and so forth in the real world. So upgrading business is where that liquidity actually comes from, in the utility. Okay. Do you agree with me that Scott paid actual US dollars to Active World Club? Now we're getting down to it. Wait a minute. So he's about to answer a question, the opposite of how he answered a question before. And then it just paints the narrative of Alfonso being a fucking retard. And, when he went off in his little spiel saying, oh my God, Scott he's only given us $1. I mean, he's never given us shit. We've done this all on our own. Okay, do you agree with that Scott paid? Yeah, you have the information that I sent you. We paid Scott. See, so he goes from an instant transition of changing the subject. We asked him, did I pay you? He said, yeah, but we paid him too. No, you didn't. We paid Scott hundreds of thousands of dollars before he gave us anything more than the $5,000 he did in 2018. Is that why I got a fucking bank wire receipt for almost 200 grand, motherfucker? But wire fraud, which I still got to continue with that. Dude, you're just a dumbass, dude. Like, this one document is just going to keep you so tied up, dude. It's insane. But what it does, Alfonso, is it puts everybody else that you've done in business with in jeopardy, because now we're going to go after them. Your wife, DivinciPay, GiveBucks, Bunzel, NSAV, JT. We're going to fuck them all up. And they're either going to tell us the truth and they're going to rat you out, or you're going to beg for us to quit. So it's going to be either one. You're either going to beg us to stop, or we're going to get you because I got the money to fuck with you. Isn't it true that Scott paid $30,000 to invest in Progressive X? Now, y'all remember Progressive X? Y'all remember Progressive X? I think you do, because y'all were waiting damn nearly a year of the money we gave him. He asked us to create Progressive X as a token for him. Lie. Alfonso, produce the receipts, you bitch. It wasn't for me. It was my idea. Yeah. And y'all ate it up, every single one of you bitches. All the investors were like, dude, brilliant, made with crypto, is a fucking genius. Progressive X is going to be the greatest fucking crypto token in the world. It was, until Alfonso kept all your money, and mine included. Was he credited $30,000 for the development of Progressive X? Yes. I wasn't. And had he not forgone that payment, what would have been the money that would have been paid to Scott? It was slated to be, yeah. Sir, I'm going to ask you to take a look at exhibit number 5. And this is your defendant's answer and counterclaim. Have you ever seen this document before? I don't know what this document is. I got to pull it up. But yes, okay. Did you review it before it's filed? Yes. During what time period do you contend that Scott Bean? Oh, this probably has to do with his. Oh, this is for his countersuit for disparagement, which obviously got dropped because he didn't even come up with one fucking email, one text message. He didn't even, dude. And other investors couldn't even give him anything saying that I disparaged AWC. He said, I'm sorry. We asked, he started, I'm sorry, when did it start? He started before we missed the payment on his token purchase agreement. So see, he does admit that they did quit paying me. So when he tells the story of, well, Scott got paid, no, motherfucker, you stopped paying me. So, and we'll end it there. I'll keep moving. So what happens is when you fuck with people like me, like if you had only owed me like 50 grand, I wouldn't have done all this. But you owe me almost $20 million. So I have nothing but time, and I have nothing but money, and I have nothing but more time. And I got some badass lawyers, you are well aware. And this game is going to be played my way, not your way. So you can call and cry and beg. It's not going to stop us. As a matter of fact, I like knowing that you're whining. I just wish I can play it for everybody else to hear it. Anyways, everybody, that's the show for today. Look, it's just kind of more fun for me. And it's just, y'all, I love dropping this shit because y'all get to kind of see the scam as it was getting built, how it was, what was actually going during the scam. And, dude, we're nowhere close to the current scam. Jesus Christ. So, but I'll get there in due time. But, congratulations, Alfonso, for another judgment. You're a fine, outstanding model citizen. And try to show up next time.